Hello everybody and welcome to a new video on Total War Elysium. I am Serghar and I'm very happy to make this new video. Long time no see since the last one, which was at least 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was difficult for me to make some video during this time due to the fact that I've got a lot of things to do for my work in my real life. So yeah, it was very intense and was very busy. Plus, my birthday was near, and with all the COVID things in France, it was very difficult to organize it pretty well. So yeah, when you come back from work at 9 p.m. you don't want to make some video. Plus the meta was not very good with all this camels combo deck, which was pretty annoying, to be honest. But we are here now, and today I'm very pleased to present you my new deck, which might be a new one, but might be in fact an old one too, because it's the deck with King Priam, King of Troy, and with his pretty awesome children. Okay, so this deck is a new version of the first deck I've presented on this YouTube channel, which was already Priam structure control deck. But since August, when I've made the video, I've upgraded, I have reworked a little bit my deck list, and which some cards has been nerfed, some cards has been buff. So this is kinda a new version with a lot of common with my present deck, but now there is some cards that wasn't in the first version. Maybe the first version is maybe more free to play because it was only one epic, which was Demolition, and no legendary like Citadel of Troy. But I think this version, I'm sure this version is working pretty well, because this deck have carried me from rank 8 or 7 to rank 1, where I'm sitting now waiting for the next update. Okay, so let's go with King Priam. So you may know him. At everyday break, you will randomly add one of the child to your hand, which will be Cassandra, Troilus, or Deiphobus. So each child are very powerful. I think Cassandra is the most powerful of them, to be honest, because she's never bad. The fact that she gave you one card each turn when she is alive, it's very cool. Troilus can be very useful to help you to tempo one turn, so he will stun every enemy when he die, and Deiphobus can be really useful after a board sweep with, for example, your Demolition. You have wipe the opponent board, and then you put Troilus on a free board, so it's become a 5/4 for one provision. So it can be very powerful, or it can be just powerful enough to hold the line with an high reach, which will be Troilus will be 5/5. So just you will always have the child you will have is random, but you need to have the free child before getting another one, meaning that you can have Troilus on the first day break, but then you need to wait 2 more day breaks to have Deiphobus and Cassandra before getting Troilus again. So it's always a circle of the child, not always the same. It's not always Cassandra first, then probably say day 4 bus. It can be day 4 on the first day break, but it will always be a circle before you can get another copy of the card. So, the weak power of Priam Disparate Defense give a target ally +2/+2 until the end of the following turn, but you stun it. So it's a pretty good heroic power of I think it's stratagem, signature. Oh, sorry, it's okay. I'm a bit tired of my day of work, but yeah, it's a very cool signature card because it can give you +2/+2 to anyone, so it can give +2/+2 to Priam, which can be very useful in early game if you are waiting for some card. You give it 2 attack of Priam +2 health, and then your opponent will trade 3, I don't know, for 1 damage, but you will retaliate for 2, and it can be very useful on Priam at the end of the game if your last gasp has been proc and you are at 6 HP and you want to buff it to 8 to iRod some easy kill, like with 2 calibrated ordnance, for example, if you're playing against any Empire general. So yeah, very useful, and of course it can be very useful on any card of your deck, especially the structure, because +2/+2 it's very powerful and to put on product. So first structure we play is Campfire. Why Campfire? Because it's a structure for 3 life, 1 health, 3 life, 1 attack for 1 provision, so it's really cheap. Plus, if you move next to it, you restore 2 health, so it can be very useful if Priam has been dragged up on the front lane, and then he has been taken some damage. You put back at near the Campfire, it will restore 2 health, so it's pretty good. Plus, it's one of the I think it's the only structure of the early game that have 1 damage, so it can be combo with Man the Wall, which is a key card of the deck, and become 1/3 short range unit structure. Sorry. So yeah, it can be really very powerful. And in combo with Stonemason, you can have something very very good. Stockade, because for 1 provision you have 2 palisade, 1/2. So yeah, it's very good. With Disparate Defense, it can be a 3/4, so it really help you to make some trades in early game. Armed Recruiter, because it's really good with Disparate Defense, it becomes a 3/4, so that means that on the turn 3 you can put Armed Recruiter on the board plus Disparate Defense on it, and you have 1/3/4 plus 3/1/1, so it helps you to take the board, to take the lead, and help you to make some trades, etc. So it's very very good card with Priam. The Divine Intervention is for the late game. If you are under on the board, if you are behind in the board, if you are behind in terms of low life, in terms of life, your last gasp has been proc. Divine Intervention is here to help you become unbreakable and give you 1 more turn to play and 1 more turn to win the game. So it's not always a pick, but in some games it's really really powerful. High Wage is a really good card for the early game, especially with Armed Recruiters, because your recruits become 1/2 instead of 1/1, and you can give it +2/+2, so it can become a 2/7. So 2/7 is really difficult for any aggro deck to kill it. So yeah, it is very 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 good. Stonemason, Lycian Stonemason was a powerful card, a very powerful card. It has been nerfed, but the card is still pretty okay. It's still pretty core for Priam. So whenever you deploy a structure on this line, you give it +1/+1. So the card is very good because your Stockade, if you combo it with Stockade on turn 3, you can have 1/3 plus 2 structure 2/3. So 2 attacks is very good in early game, because with Man the Wall you can become short range, and it can trade nearly anything. So that's very good. But yeah, High Reach become 1/6, Campfire become 2/4. So Stonemason is pretty good in early game. Less good in mid and late game, but it's always a pick in early game. Man the Wall, you give a Stargate friendly structure ally short range plus you draw the card. Of course, give it some short range to a structure that have some attack. It's really good, but sometimes you will just do it on a structure that have 0 attack just for the draw, because in Total War Elysium, drawing some cards, it's just a powerful effect. So sometimes you just play it for the draw. Trample, I think Trample has been nerfed too, but I think the card is still very good. You have the stun, so it will help you to tempo 1 turn for your opponent. You deal 2 damage to any target, so he can go face. It can help you to make trades. So yeah, Trample is very, very good in this deck. Castle Wall is a big structure for 3 provision. 0/9, it can become 1/10 with Stonemason. And yeah, this card is just good on the early game. You pick it once, it's at your first reinforcement at the beginning of the game. But then you will have some better structure to pick. But this card is still good to help you to wait to tempo against things like Lagerta or any aggro non-cavalry focus deck. So yeah, this card is very good on the early game only, but it does the job. Menace can be very good for the draw, typically, but yeah, move a target unit or general can be really useful. Example, you are playing against Lagerta that have 6 attack. I don't know, 6 or 5 or 6 attack, but and you know that you can't you can't tank the damage with anything. So you just menace her, put her on the back lane, and then put some front line to tempo to wait next turn. So yeah, Menace here is very on the defensive side, or maybe you need to drag your general because he has been pushed on the front line to the back lane. So yeah, Menace here is never for killing your opponent, but always to push some cards, some of your opponent's units or general on her back lane, so you will be safe one more turn. Messenger for the draw. Trojan Defender is a new card that has been included. It has been buffed since the card is out. So now it becomes 1/5 for 3 provision, so it's pretty good stat. It has stun on the basis. Before it was stun and short range when you play the structure. Now it's always stun, so it's pretty good because even if you not attacking your enemy, even if he's just sitting here on the front line, he will stun any opponent that attack him. So it will help you again to wait one more turn, to be able to live one more turn. And if you deploy your structure, it becomes short range, so it can be very, very good. So yeah, it's very, very good. Again, I think it's a card you pick one time at the beginning of the game, maybe one more at the first day break, but then you have some cards that become far more better than Trojan Defenders. Shrine of Hephaestus has been buffed because it was 0/5, it becomes 0/6 for 3 provision, and other structure on this line have +2 attacks. So yeah, this card is very, very good with a structure deck like Garrison, because Garrison is unbreakable as long as there is an adjacent structure. So you put 2 big things like a Trojan Wall, like Shrine of Hephaestus, like Castle Wall, two big things. You put Garrison on the middle and it becomes unkillable. Well, unbreakable and unkillable. And then it's free trade every turn, 3-4 damage nearly every turn. Out of position is a very good card. You stun an entire enemy line and you draw a card. So the draw card is always it's a good thing, but the fact that you stun a full enemy line is pretty good to be able to live another day. The Trojan Wall, which is a key card of the deck, because it's a 1/9 for 5 provision. It's a lot, but it has short range on the basis. Only at your turn. That means that if your opponent wants to attack it, it will deal at least 1 damage. It can become a 3/9 with a Shrine of Hephaestus. It can become 2/10 with a Stonemason. Remember that you can buff your Shrine of Hephaestus, so it can become a 2/8 with Desperate Defenses. So it will be really difficult to kill it, and combination with Trojan Wall, it will always help you to have the board. And then the last key card of the deck, Demolition, destroy a target friendly structure. You deal damage equal to the supply cost to all enemies, so general included. So that means that if you do Demolition on a castle wall, you will deal 3 damage. If you do Demolition on Trojan Wall, you will deal 5 damage to everything. So it's nearly always it's always useful Demolition, to be honest, and it will nearly always wipe the board entirely. So yeah, it's a key card. You can't play this deck with a Demolition because it will always be useful. One card that can be useful but not mandatory is Citadel of Troy. It's a 10 card provision legendary, 5/15. At daybreak, all your structures attack the enemy general. So it can be really useful to kill your opponent or to make it use his last gasp. But to be honest, yeah, you can combo it. You can combo it too with Demolition. But to be honest, on all the games I've made with this deck, I've never used Demolition on Citadel of Troy. I will not lie to you, Citadel of Troy was very good. Citadel of Troy make me won some game, but to be honest, I think I've played more than 20 games with this deck, and this has made, and Citadel of Troy made me won, I think, 2 games, 3 at max on more than 20. So it's not the card that will shine every time, but it's a card that if you play it at the right moment, it can be game breaker. So just what will be my opening hand with this deck? So I will always pick the same things. Whoever my opponent, etc., I will always have the same opening hand. So Campfire, Stockade, Armed Recruiters, Hydwidge, Stonemason, the Wall, Trample, Castle Wall, and Trojan Defenders. It will always be my opening hand, and then I will switch on my second hand. I will put on the day 2. I will take Demolition, Trojan Wall, out of position, Shrine of Hephaestus, Menace, Trample, the Wall, Stonemason, nearly every time. It can be I may change 1 or 2 cards at the moment, depending of my opponent, who is my opponent, depending how I feel during the game, if I'm behind, if I'm ahead of my opponent, etc. So, but yeah, my opening hand is always the same. Okay, guys, so let's finish the talk with for now, and let's me show some gameplay of this deck. And let's go for the first game of this video. So we are playing against Napoleon. Napoleon, that can be one of your hardest matchup with this deck because he has a lot of artillery card with short or long range that can bypass your structure, but it's not a matchup that you have some 100% lose. So let's start with our opening hand. Campfire, Stockade, Armored Recruiter, High Ridge, Stonemason, Man the Wall, Trample, Caster Wall, and Trojan Defenders. It's always this opening hand. Whatever the matchup, whatever you are picking, it's always the same. So we're gonna just play Campfire here, and next turn we're gonna trample this foot artillery. It's okay to take 1 damage. Hillmen are okay too, so we are just gonna trample this. We don't want to have removable guns that can destroy yourself, and then we have Trojan Defender next turn that can challenge the conditionment. So let's go. Okay, light infantry, Joseph. We have put the campfire, so we will add 2 more health, so it's okay. Let's go back and put the Trojan Defender. Oh, new card. Gorkas. We don't see... this card is not often to see, so that's nice. And we'll put Castle Wall. Yeah. Let's go for Castle Wall. Sad for Stonemason, but we're gonna kill this. Just to not make it a 2-2, and we got desperate defense the Trojan Defender, so we need to attack with light infantry, attack with voltigeur, so that's gonna be good. The Hephaestus is here is okay, not very strong, but it's okay. So Demolition, Trojan Wall, tough position, Man the Wall, Trample, Menace, Messenger, Stonemason here, and Shrine of Hephaestus. Menace over Garrison because we don't. Messenger over Garrison because it's a cavalry. So at the moment, all his units with short range are on the back lane. So the cavalry is gonna be good. Okay, Rake. And yeah, you need to kill this. So another Stonemason. So we're gonna start by Man the Wall. We're gonna kill attack here. Put the Hephaestus to add some pressure and give it +2/+2 onto Castle Wall. Ah, supply train. Okay, that's all right. Okay. I'm sure it was the best idea, but it's okay. Good. Demolition next turn. That's the perfect draw. So we are gonna just hit that, and then Stonemason, High Ridge. So High Ridge become a 2/7. This become 1-4. So now it's difficult to him to kill everything. And next turn we have Demolition on the castle wall. Fresh Orders is a pretty good draw here, which is pretty sad, but that's still okay. Kurdish is useless. And Cap Shot. Really grab shot, but don't give you a single fuck. Grab shot. To be honest, I think grab shot is a very poor card, but. And now we are at 7 supply, so that's our turn to turn back the game with this Demolition. Deal 3, wipe the board. Gonna retreat this, and GG, well played. Now we have a 1-1, a 2-7. Next turn I can hit my opponent, so that's pretty good. Cassandra here is perfect. It's gonna help us to refill my hand. Citadel of Troy. I didn't pick Citadel of Troy before this daybreak because I'm here at 8 supply. I have no way to earn more supply in my deck, in this version of my deck, because I don't play the winery. So I don't have to. I don't have any way to earn some more supply. So here I'm gonna pick my legendary plus shrine, demolition, etc. Demolition, Trojan, out of position, garrison. Now I have the board, so I can put a garrison and it will stick to the board. It will help me to hold it, so it will be good. I will man the wall, and I have a Trojan wall. That's perfect. So I'm gonna just attack here, attack here. I'm controlling the board now and put my Trojan wall plus my Cassandra. Another Trojan wall. So now I'm gonna win only because I have too many structures on board that will be too difficult for him to remove. So that's alright. I've got the shrine. Alright, let's go for the shrine. Let's go for the Trojan wall too. Because why not? So I can tap here, deal, and let's go fast. Go fast and finish. Yeah. So the early game was pretty difficult to deal with because against you are not playing an early game. You are more control deck, so your early game will be weak compared to other decks. But as you can see, we have put a lot of structures, a lot of cards that has many health that can put some pressures, and the heroic power have been useful to be able to give it +2 health for 1 turn, etc. And then we have tempo, demolition. We wipe the board and we take it with the structure. So against Satsao, same hand, same deck, same opening hand. So what is difficult to play against in this deck? So cavalry deck can be difficult, movement deck can be difficult, aggro, heavy aggro like Lagata making a miracle run with blow out the stun, marauders, etc. can be difficult to beat. But except that you can beat nearly everything, to to be honest. This deck is difficult to play. I will be honest with you. I think you need sometimes to think what is your out, how to play it. Should I need to put Stonemason here, or should I need to wait and combo it with my Castle Wall, etc. So yeah, I think there is a lot to think about. So for example, here I think I can put my Stonemason here. So for now we can't kill it, and then I can put it on the front line, put a Castle Wall, and give it +1/+1. So okay, I rage, why not? And then I will put my Man the Wall on the Castle Wall, so it will be really difficult for him to kill it. By the way, I can be slightly better with this high reach. And now I have 1/4, which become a 3/6. So it's become more difficult for him to remove it. Maybe it was not a good play. Oh, Stockade is really great. So I will Stockade. And I don't want to use my Man the Wall. I think if I use Man the Wall here on the high ridge, I can deal 1, but he can move, he can do something. I prefer to be sure that I can kill it. 2 damage is really good. 1 damage is okay, but 2 damage is really good. So I think I will just do this and protect my high ridge. Become a 3/8. Okay, Cassandra is great. Cassandra, the only time where Cassandra is not great is if you are under heavy pressure. If you are under heavy pressure, then Cassandra is not so good because it will not help you to relieve this pressure. So yeah, but except this situation, Cassandra is always so powerful, and sometimes we will just desperate defense Cassandra to help her to survive and give you more card, more and more card advantage. Okay, well drilled. On the face. On the face is okay. I know I need to go here. Okay. So we're gonna man the wall and trample, that's good. We're gonna kill this. We're gonna remove Stonemason for the front line, put Cassandra, and pass. Okay, Trojan Wall is perfect. Crossbowmen are okay. Means they're not gonna do anything. The Garrison can be great, but I think here Trojan Wall is just better. So you're gonna kill this. plus Stonemason. But Trojan Wall, so it become a 211. And we're gonna Desperate Defense on... I don't know on what. It doesn't seem to be able to kill it, to kill the two elf, and she has me draw 2 cards, so it was already good. Okay, Mangonel. So we're gonna kill Mangonel with Shrine of Hephaestus. And now any moment I can draw my Demolition and Demolition. Out of position is good here. Yeah, out of position is really, really good. Cool. Because I can do this. So I tempo 1 turn. Then Shrine of Hephaestus. I have 4 damage. Can deal 1 here. And draw back my Master Mason from front lane. So now I just draw another Man the Wall. Okay, that's good. Hopefully for me, he can't do anything with this now. So that's very good. But that's a good card, Veteran Trainer. Pretty powerful. So Citadel of Troy, Demolition, Trojan Wall, out of position, Trample, Man the Wall, a Menace, Messenger, and Shrine of Hephaestus. I already have 1 Garrison in hand that I don't play for now, so I don't need to have another one, which will be just a dead card. So now I will start with Man the Wall. Another out of position that can be really useful. We're gonna kill this. Kill this. I think we do it. Okay, Messenger. And trample this. Okay. Too many controls for my opponent. Yeah, I think I can't describe more that's how you should play this deck than the last game or the 2 last game, because it's really the same gameplay. It's really the core gameplay of the deck that you tempo with your Hunnits and with your strategic, with your heroic power. You wait, you hold the line, and then slowly but surely you put big structures with many health that is difficult for your opponent to remove. You put Man the Wall on it so you can trade back your opponent, and since your opponent can't kill your big structure on 1 turn, why not put a second big structure? The biggest counter of this deck, your hardest matchup, is Marie-Antoinette, because she's able to refill the board very, very, very quickly. And of course, Regime Change. Regime Change is really your nightmare, because all your big structure become to 1 health, so it's easy to remove. But at the moment, nobody play Redeem Change, so that's perfect for you. That's just perfect for you. So that means you can put big body, big structures, and just stall the game and just wipe up your opponent with a big demolition, and then GG. So as you can see, I'm rank 2 at the moment. So I think the deck has a big potential to be able to earn you rank 1. So yeah, enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the video, and if it's the case, don't hesitate to put a comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. It's important. And on this was, I'll leave you here. It was Serghar at your service on Total War Elysium.